The next important aspect is team co-location or team movement. So one of the background of this concept was from a diagram called as Agile Spaghetti Diagram, and this particular diagram actually is used to depict what is the movement of any item, or you can think of movement of any information, or how much a person has to travel to get his work done. So let's say if you have to meet your manager, do you have to travel 2 floors and then talk with him? You have to go and interact with your QA team member. Do you really have to go too long, or it's in a separate building? Then you may not prefer to go to that building and talk with him. You might just call him up, or you might write him an email. So that means there's too much flow that needs to happen, too much movement that needs to happen. And if there is too much movement, people are going to be reluctant to do that. If there is something that is next to them, then they would be use it. If I have to pass on some message, if the person is sitting next to me, I can just turn my chair and talk with him. But if I really have to go to a different building and talk with him, I might instead of that send him an email and just do away with that. So our communication, our effectiveness is more if the team members are sitting together, if they are co-located. And that is one of the reasons why co-location is really emphasized in Agile. And while you are doing transition, if you want your Agile transition to be effective, you need to understand that you are actually trying to understand some of these reasons as well. You not only are just following it for the sake of following it, but you understand why this team co-location is being recommended in the first place. And once you understand some of the things that you will have to ensure, that try to get your different team members sitting co-located as much as possible, including your scrum masters, product owners, actual customer or proxy customer. If your business analyst or a product owner is playing the role of a proxy customer, then let's see if he can be seated next to the team. Your development team, your QA team members, if they are sitting together, then the collaboration is definitely going to be more effective. Provide all the infrastructure and support for the team so that collaboration is more effective. We should provide enough walls and white spaces so people can collaborate with each other. We should have a dedicated space for stand-ups. If you are following extreme programming, you might be following pair programming. So having a dedicated space for pair programming lab might be a good idea, where team members can go to that pair programming lab, do some brainstorming, do design discussions, and then get back to their work again. We also need to make sure that